when I look on the internet, I can see that there's no shortage of advice on how you get your website to work. You know, you go onto Google's own website, and on Webmaster Tools there, they'll give you thousands of pages of information on how you get your website to actually work properly. The problem is that there's so much information that you get confused. Your head ends up full of broken biscuits. So the way I've figured it out is that there's only two kinds of websites. There's a website with traffic and a website without traffic. You must have a website that is one or the other. So what I'm going to do is take the websites without traffic and then split that. And there's only two things that a website without traffic can have. It is A, either less than 6 months old, so Google's not had time to spider it fully and get it into the search engines, or B, it's basically a cob of crap. Now look what's happened here. In just a little over a minute, I've managed to take all the mystery out of what's wrong with the website by boiling it down to just looking at 4 simple things. So now we know what's wrong with a website that's over 6 months old and not getting any traffic. We can now go about fixing the problem. Now, to fix the problem, we have to turn to my little friend here, which I appreciate looks like something I might have pulled out of my nose, but basically it's just all the attributes that need to be looked at to find out why a site that's over 6 months old has got no traffic. And if you think that's bad, then it's a good job that I didn't introduce you to its dad, because if I'd have pulled that out my nose, I could probably be in a circus. Now I know it's all starting to look confusing, but don't worry, because what I'm going to do is just take a couple of these, you split them down one at a time, tell you where to start from, and all of a sudden it'll all start making perfect sense. It really is that simple. However, before I go ahead and start explaining about how we're going to correct the no traffic, let me just explain to you what I mean by traffic. The only traffic I'm interested in is free, natural, search engine garnered traffic. I'm not interested in pay-per-click traffic or anything that's cost you money to get traffic to your website. Forget it. The internet is about free traffic. So, the first thing I'm going to do to find this traffic is to look at Google Analytics. I'm going to confirm the amount of traffic that's coming to the site or lack of traffic by looking at Google Analytics on the website. If the site's not got Google Analytics, then we're going no further until it's been put on and allowed to simmer for about 7 days so I can see exactly what's going on. Now, I don't care two shits what analytical program you've got on your site. You've got to use Google Analytics for the simple reason that that's the search engine that you're trying to rank on. So, I mean, if nothing else, if Google Analytics is on your site and Google's visiting to give you the stats every day, which may well be 0, Google knows you exist. Simple. Next up, Google Webmaster Tools. Again, why would you not have this? I want to see it. So, why do I want to see it? Well, first of all, we can upload the XML sitemap, so you're telling Google all about your website. Then we can have a look at what Google's telling you is wrong with your website. Then we can have a look at what Google is ranking you for keywords on your website. It's going to give you a ton of information. Then I'm going to go to Google's search engine. I'm going to do a site query. Site query is simple. It's site yourdomain.com.co.uk.de, whatever. What that's going to do then is Google's going to come back and say, this is how we see your site. What's it going to show me? It's going to show me every page of that site that's in the cache. It's going to show me what your meta titles are, what your snippets are. It's going to show me duplicated content. Why would I not do this? This is where we want to be. Now, also, look what's happening. This thing that looked like a piece of congealed snot is now starting to make sense to you. Because all we're doing is looking at the very basics of what you've missed. Because these things are missing from sites that have no traffic. They're not complicated, it just looks complicated. But if you break it down so you do it in a set order, the correct order, then it will work. So, we're obviously not going to sort out your website's no traffic dilemma in a short 6-minute video or whatever it is. But what we have done is highlighted what's wrong, the basic fundamentals, analytics, webmaster tools, and get the sitemap uploaded. Get your titles sorted and your descriptions for each and every page. Now, I'll tell you what we've not done. We've not said that you need to buy 1 million backlinks or that you've got to get 20,000 friends on Facebook. They're not fundamentals. The fundamentals are to do what I've just described to you, because that's what Google's looking for to rank a web page. So if you go ahead and do those, and then the next video we can look at something else.